Good morning everybody, it's Friday and this is episode 10. Yes, we're into double figures of choir leader in a kayak, but today I'm not in a kayak, but I am at the river because I did want to come down and reflect on what has been an extraordinary week. I'm not on the river today because it is way too fast and my very clever river app tells me just how fast the river is and it would be a very foolish thing to go out and paddle today. So I'm not paddling, which is a great shame, but it is always better to be safe than sorry. The river feels a little bit how I've felt this past week, a little bit like it's bursting and raging, and it's kind of bursting its banks really. There's been so much has happened this past week, so many sad things and so many things that have felt a little bit overwhelming at times, but I decided that the best way to try and handle those things was to look after myself and to surround myself with people who love me and who I love, and to kind of open up my heart a little bit and perhaps say what needed to be said and say it with love and with kindness. I also went to see a show this week. Oh, excuse me, I must stand up, my leg's killing me. I went to see a show this week called Dear Evan Hansen. I bought the tickets back for it back in the summer when the tickets first came on release, and it is a wonderful, wonderful show. It reminded me that when things seem overwhelming and very, very big, and that you really, really feel that don't know how you're going to get through them, how you're going to find the right answer, that actually very soon those things become very small. It's like that saying, isn't it, that today's newspaper will be tomorrow's fish and chip wrapper. There is nothing that's really that terrible other than life or death that we can't cope with as human beings. It may feel that we are overwhelmed and that, like the river behind me, it's all too fast and we'd just prefer to bundle ourselves up and go and sit somewhere quietly. And I did quite a lot of that last week. Sometimes it's just nice to look after our own feelings in a very, very private way. I think the world of social media encourages us to share everything, and yes, I'm sharing with you how I'm feeling today, but I wouldn't share everything with everybody because some things just aren't public, some things are very, very private. So by this time next week, Christmas Day will have been and gone, and hopefully nobody will have spent that time alone or feeling sad. They might have felt overwhelmed, they may have felt like they wanted to escape for a little while. I know I will, and I will take myself off and I will do what I need to do to meet my own needs so that I can then meet the needs of others. So I would say, if you have a chance to treat yourself for tickets for Dear Evan Hansen, do go. It's a much needed story. It's wonderful. The music is fantastic and the storytelling is really, really a story for today's society. I hope you have a lovely, lovely Christmas day and that you are surrounded by people who love you. And if you can't be with those who love you, what's that song? If you can't be with the one you love the one you're with. That's the one. So maybe it's all about loving yourself. And I'm going to finish today's episode by saying thank you very much to the lovely family who said that sitting around and watching my episodes was like watching the Queen's speech. So I'll take that as a great compliment. And I too will watch the Queen's speech next week. And I suspect Her Majesty has been watching Choir Leader in a Kayak because she'll have been getting a lot of tips from me. Thank you so much for watching episode 10. If you've only just joined us, I hope you've enjoyed it. You can go back and watch the previous 9 if you fancy. And have a super Christmas. See you next week. Look after yourself. Always apply your own oxygen mask before helping others. Mwah.